What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. Now as you can see, literally I've just woken up, and today I'm going to a buffet. So I thought I was going to actually do another vlog again, but I thought instead I could actually do a really interesting food challenge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually try and avoid all the unhealthy foods. When I go to the buffet, I literally never eat any of the sweet foods because I have enough of those anyway, although I obviously try not to. I'm trying to change my diet completely recently, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start off with this video. I'm actually going to do a challenge. I'm going to call this challenge eating like a bodybuilder for 24 hours. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try and eat as little sugar and as little carbohydrate foods as possible. So that means no desserts at the buffet, just literally the vegetables and the meats. Some of the meats will probably have maybe like the skin on and stuff like that, but I'm going to avoid like all the rice and stuff, or if I do eat them, I'm going to have it in really low portions. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The great thing about the buffet though is like there's so much healthy food as well as unhealthy food. Now there's a lot of curries and stuff which I might have a little bit of. I might have like a plate where I have like a little bit of sort of things like the rice and noodles and then some curry, but mainly the core of the food today is going to be a lot of meats and a lot of vegetables, because I don't have that many vegetables usually, and literally the buffet you can eat as much as you want, and there's so many vegetables, carrots, broccoli, a lot of green stuff like that. So we're going to bank on that today, green beans, stuff like that. So we're just going to try and eat as healthy as possible today for 24 hours, and then maybe, who knows, if this challenge is successful, I might do some of the other challenges that some of you guys have told me to do. Some of you guys told me to do a vegan challenge and a vegetarian challenge, so there's literally so many ideas we can do. So I'm now back guys. Now a few of you actually wanted me to do some other challenges like going vegetarian for a day and going vegan for a day, but today what we're going to do is we're going to do eating like a bodybuilder for one day. Now I initially wanted to go to the buffet, but it was closed, so unfortunately we had to settle for something else, but it actually turned out to be really good. What we did is we actually went to a Chinese restaurant, which actually turned out pretty well. I'll show you some pictures. Basically it was your typical restaurant. You have a starter, you have a main course, you have some other stuff, and then you have extra portions. So we did have some good stuff. I did try and go for a lot of the healthy stuff though, just to stick to the challenge, and maybe if I do go to the buffet soon, I'll actually open up the challenge and do it one more time, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to go kind of low on the carbs. I did have some egg fried rice today though, which is carbohydrates, but the rest I kind of ate pretty well. Everything in this video is everything I've eaten today, so that one big meal is all I've eaten today. The only additional thing I ate was some chicken satay sticks, which were basically pure protein and they were really low calories. So I've stick to the main thing today, which is lower carbohydrates than normal and more emphasis on vegetables and protein. Now there is obviously sodium and salt like in the soup and various other things, but I've stuck to it pretty well. So if you guys like this challenge, I'm going to narrate and show you the dishes that I actually ate now. If you guys do like this challenge though, smash the like button and subscribe. I'm going to do some more challenges soon, like the vegetarian for a day and vegan for a day, like what a few of you guys suggested, because I think they'll be interesting videos, and it's also another excuse to kind of keep up the healthy eating. One thing you guys don't know is even though this is kind of like eating like a bodybuilder challenge, I do actually have weights here which I've been using for a long time, and I've actually started using them again now that I've got my room sorted. But obviously when you do stuff like weights, you need to have a diet in order, which is something I've never really had. I do have a pretty bad diet, so I think doing these videos is actually a good way to kind of correct that, to actually eat healthy. And I've done challenges in the past like the Jaffa Cake challenges and Mentos challenges, but they're not really good for your health. I think challenges like this and then the vegetarian challenges for a day and stuff are actually a lot better for your health, and also they can make some really crazy good videos. So now I'm going to show you everything that I ate today. So basically this first dish that you can see here is just like a vegetable soup. There was a few different options. They had like chicken and sweet corn and stuff like that. If I was at the buffet, which unfortunately was packed so I couldn't go, I would have probably got like a lot of different meats. There's like satay chickens, roast chicken dinner and things like that. I would have packed in a lot more meat. But in this place there wasn't so much of an option, it was mainly a restaurant rather than a buffet. So you can see here that I do have like a selection of vegetables in the soup. It had mushrooms in as well, which I'm not really a huge big fan of, but I did decide to eat them anyway, and it turned out to be pretty nice once I forced myself to. But it wasn't really like a blended soup, it was kind of like a watery clear soup. So what that basically means is it's kind of just salt water with vegetables in, but it did turn out to be nice and I did actually really enjoy it. So that was the first portion. Obviously it
did have quite a lot of sodium in, which mostly in a bodybuilder diet, they do have quite low sodium and salt, so that kind of was going off the challenge a little bit. But apart from that, it's pretty healthy. It's mainly just water and vegetables, but I would have liked to have a low sodium count for some of the meals. Now the next dish is actually basically the main course. There were some other things as well, but the main course was basically, I had a variation of different things. Now the first thing I ordered was crispy chicken, which comes on kind of like a bowl of lettuce, if you like. It comes encased in lettuce. It's just like really good quality chicken, but it was on a bone, so it was kind of bony chicken. There wasn't really much meat on there, but it was still nice. But it was actually pretty good. It was really crunchy, the batter was quite nice, but like I said, there wasn't really too much meat on it and it was quite hard to get off the bone. But apart from that, it was quite nice. Now like I said before, obviously any salted battered chicken is going to be higher sodium, but it's obviously chicken for the protein, so I did obviously stay on the challenge. I would like to do this challenge again, to go to a buffet so you can kind of pick everything custom, but this actually turned out pretty nice. Then there was actually some satay chicken, which is chicken in sauce, and there's a lot of emphasis on vegetables here again, so I did manage to eat a lot of vegetables when I was eating this. The sauce wasn't really great, but it wasn't bad either, and the chicken wasn't amazing, but it was still quite nice. So all in all, it was really nice. I did leave a lot of the peppers and the sauce of that chicken, but it was still pretty nice. Then I also had egg fried rice with it as well. There was a few different options you could have. You could have different rices, you could have spring rolls instead of the chicken, but mainly I kept to a high protein chicken trend in this diet, or in this meal if you like, because the emphasis on this video was eating like a bodybuilder. I wanted to have a lot of protein with kind of less carbs. You did have to pick an extra or a side option, which I picked egg fried rice, but it was kind of like a small portion in a round circular mound, so it was definitely portion controlled and it was a proper restaurant meal. And like I said, the only other food which I actually ate afterwards was satay chicken, so I was only eating extra chicken. So as a day, I probably ate under the calories, but I ate high protein and I ate a lot of vegetables to go with it. The only other part of this meal though was actually the prawn crackers, because the prawn crackers were obviously just a starter, and I did actually eat quite a lot of these, so these probably did bump up the carb intake quite a bit while I was waiting for the meal because I was really hungry. But apart from that, I kept to the challenge pretty well. So let me know what you guys think of this challenge. Did I actually stick to it? Do you actually have any other recommendations? I kind of tried to work with what I had. Obviously we had to go to a different place than planned, but I might do this challenge again. Also another interesting challenge would be eating like The Rock for 24 hours. I definitely wouldn't do that any longer than 24 hours though, because I'd probably put on a lot of weight if I actually did it for longer, because that dude does so much work. I've got some other cool ideas as well, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And that's basically the full day. If you like this video, as always guys, smash that like button and subscribe. If you've got any more ideas for food challenges or cool challenges for me to do, then definitely drop them in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Damn, son. Let me begin. I came to win. Battle me, that's a sin. I won't tell a sack up. Punk, you better back up. Try and play the